What's up, you guys? This is Josh Harmony, and today we're gonna get into some of the covers I've had over the years. This first one is the Thrasher special photo issue. I had no idea I was gonna get the cover at the time. I was Flow for Toy Machine, and I had sent my video to Ed Templeton by way of Patrick Melcher, and he sent me a ton of boards and some wheels and shirts and stuff, and I called him back and said, thank you so much, I can't believe this, because I used to like mow lawns and like paint fences to be able to get boards and stuff and buy boards, and so to have free boards is just like a dream come true. And then I went skating with Ed, and he printed me out a list of photographers like Burnett and Atiba and a bunch of guys across the board, and at the top of it, it just said, get gnarly. And I think I even still have the piece of paper. But so I called Mike Burnett, knowing he worked for Thrasher. I thought that was a good place to start, and so he and I got together and started shooting photos. And back in these times, you would go out and shoot all day with a Hasselblad or other film cameras, and you had no idea if you got anything good. Yeah, you just had no idea. And for this to show up in the mail and to be on the cover was just an unbelievable dream come true. I had a few photos in the magazines at this point, but this was just this really
kicked
everything off for me. It definitely.
So this was the first time they did one of these 13th issues, and this was in 2002, and they did one up until 2009, and then kind of retired that thing. So very cool. And then 2004.
Yeah, this was well into my career. This was like right around the time of filming everything for Toy Machines Good and Evil. This is another Burnett cover. As you can see, I love nose grinding.
Yeah.
I have 3 nose grind covers. I wasn't planned or anything. I guess it's just like something I felt comfortable charging at the time. And yeah, this is down in San Diego, the infamous Rincon. Was really grateful to get this. It's in my, the video footage is in my Good and Evil part. I remember at the time it taking a really long time. My legs were like so exhausted just from the drop.
It was a tall drop.
Yeah, I mean, crazy stuff has gone down on it since then, but it's just, at the time, that was kind of like a proving ground, or like a place that you went to really show that you were willing to risk it all.
Cool. And whose magazine was that?
This looks like it was Tony T's. Shout out Tony T.
Yeah, thanks for your donation, Tony.
One of the best transition skaters and all-around skaters there has ever been.
Yeah.
Okay, so then next up would be this Slap magazine that I shared the cover with Jamie Thomas, Big Blue, which is the famous American flag,
Joe Brook
van, and Jerry Sue, and then there's me,
so you had the
Dana
interview.
Smith.
Yeah.
So Joey Shigeo shot this. I had an interview in this magazine. This was kind of around the time of just before the Fallen Ride the Sky video, and we were running around shooting as much as possible and just trying to stack clips for that video, which was an incredible time. I mean, we were just traveling to China and just places I don't even know you can go nowadays or not.
So this is September 2008. They only did till December 2008 before they pulled the plug on Slap. So this was, glad you got a Slap cover.
Yeah.
Towards the very end of that.
Super grateful.
And yeah, this one was Cooper Wilt. He gave us a bunch of his magazines a couple of years ago. He's down in San Pedro.
Yeah, Cooper.
And then looks like Ed got a hold of this one.
Yeah, Ed got a hold of this one. This was Trans World cover, and this was sort of a skate and create campaign. There was a few covers that were made for this issue, and this one was mine. We had a Toy Machine one, and yeah, it's like the idea was to have this crazy rail that went into a ditch up in Long Beach, And
you installed the rail, or that rail got installed specifically for this?
yeah, we installed the rail and skated it, and it was pretty terrifying, actually. It was
so that's the spot where people would, this launch pad would go into the ditch and try to turn before you go into the water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Sam Muller shot this. Shout out Sam, thank you so much. And yeah, these are my covers. I'm super grateful to have just grazed the front cover of these magazines. It's a huge honor.
Yes. Now, so the 3 nose grind covers, but I always think of you as an early front crooker.
Yeah, I definitely spent some time front crooked rails and stuff, but yeah, never got a cover with one of those, but definitely some interviews and some photos and stuff.
Who are some of your favorite front crookers these days?
Well, Pat Duffy is definitely the shout out front crooker. He's all time. Leo Romero has an incredible front crook. Yeah, those are like the 2 that come to mind.
Hell yeah. And then I always ask people about their favorite classic covers. Does anything come to mind from growing up in the Midwest and seeing mags on the newsstand or at the skate shop that really burned into your brain?
Yeah, I think off the top of my head, there's definitely, like, I don't know, from way back, I guess, photos of... There was the first Thrasher cover I remember really burning in my head was a Thrasher cover of just a drawing, a crayon drawing of somebody skating. And I don't know, for some reason that just really stuck out in my mind that something like that would make the cover. And it just was like, I don't know, I loved that so much.
Rad. Any of your friends that later on in life getting covers that fired you up and stoked you out?
Let me think about that. I want to say Austin Stevens had a backside 5.0 on a really big hubba.
Yeah.
I think it was a skateboarder magazine. I was so proud of him getting that, and like I remember at the time he had just like gotten over a really bad broken ankle, and for him to like buck up and get up there and get that photo was really inspiring at the time. Yeah.
That's great. I think that about covers it, Josh. Thanks for sitting down with us.
You got it. Thanks for having me.